Here we go with this so-called major announcement.
I'm afraid this is a good news, bad news kind of night. And I've always been a bad news first kind of girl. So here goes. With our fearless leader, William Regal, returned, looking quite tan, might I add, the time has come for me to step down as your Raw General Manager.
I actually thought she did a great job, guys.
Are you kidding me, Byron?
Well, at least it was exciting.
All right, so there may have been some mixed opinions on my stint as GM, but I'm sure that's only because we all know where I really belong, which is fighting in a WWE ring.
Not sure that's the only reason.
Which is why I'm pleased to announce, given Bayley's unfortunate medical status, at the hands of someone who William Regal has assured me will be dealt with, the Real Suits have decided to name a new #1 contender for the Women's World Championship. Me!
Huge news for the Women's World title.
And that championship match is happening right now!
After all the confusion around Survivor Series, we're finally getting to see Bianca defend her championship.
So, Bianca Belair, let's...
This woman just will not stop coming after the captain.
If her grievance was big enough to get her to take down the War Games cage in a tank, did you really expect her to let it go?
Hey there, friend.
Give it a rest, Shotzi. Haven't you done enough at this point?
I think what you meant to say is, thank you for making me #1 contender, Shotzi. Sorry you hurt your leg in that unfortunate tank incident.
Wait. How did you get hurt when you were driving the tank? Is this really all because I didn't give you proper credit for your terribly original idea of let's have a War Games match at Survivor Series?
And didn't even put me in the match. But no, this isn't an isolated incident. This, apparently, is just what you do. Playing in other people's sandboxes, stealing other people's ideas, and jumping every line. You may have William Regal fooled, but not me, and not the locker room.
Oh, I'm sure, Shotzi.
Cutting lines might work in TBD, but in WWE, there are consequences.
Becky Lynch?
That's Becky's music. But where is she?
Is Shotzi just playing mind games here? Becky Lynch from behind!
Shotzi's found an ally who's not okay with being skipped over for a Women's World Championship match.
I don't blame her. It was supposed to be either Bayley or Becky. Cap weaseled in there.
Wait, we're getting a call from the back. This is an official match. Here we go. We thought it was all over at War Games, but Cap getting named #1 contender apparently upset certain members of the locker room.
Yeah, at least the ones who felt they were more deserving coming out of that War Games match.
Either way, Bianca Belair just got a night off while two of her possible future opponents are going to tear each other apart. The Women's World Champion is the real winner here.
Oh, my Lord!
Taken head over heels.
Becky moves out of the way.
And responds with a counter of their own.
Not so fast. Hurricane Rana.
And just like that, we've kicked the tempo up a notch.
Ooh, stiff punch. She's forced onto the defensive now.
You saw the original. How about the director's cut?
Constant pressure being kept on Becky.
Becky's facing adversity here. Nasty roundhouse kick. Oh, look at the start of this. Could be going into the playbook for submission. Dragon sleeper. Oh.
An incredible victory for the captain here tonight.
She certainly solidified her position as the #1 contender.
Shotzi from behind with that crutch.
What the heck? She claimed she was injured.
She was just pulling all our legs, Cole.
Shotzi laying the boots in now.
Compared to the Tank, this is nothing.
Finally, the referee getting control of the situation.
She's using that crutch on her throat. Shotzi wasn't done.
Russian leg sweep with the crutch.
At least Shotzi's made her point now, and we can finally get on to the business of the Women's World Championship next week.
I'm not so sure, Byron.
Neither am I. Based on what Shotzi said earlier, I doubt that this satisfied her desire for revenge. She's on a mission.
Does it look smaller?
Huh?
That's what kids always say when they come back home, right? They go off to the great wide world, come home, and everything looks small. I haven't seen you around here much lately.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little smaller? I was in the neighborhood. Figured I'd stop in to get a few reps in before my big match with Bianca.
Shotzi's not also in the neighborhood, is she? You know my insurance doesn't cover tanks.
I don't think you have to worry. Tanks don't get great gas mileage, so she probably won't come crashing through the wall. No promises, though.
And just when I was starting to feel nostalgic about you breaking things around here. How are you feeling after that crutch attack?
I'm fine. Can you believe Shotzi's still bitter you didn't book her in TBD? And now she's turning it into a whole thing about how I stole her so-called War Games idea.
In fairness, it's you who didn't want to book her.
What? Really?
I believe your words at the time were, "I'm not impressed."
That does sound like me. But I was probably just being flippant.
Being flippant without thinking that your actions could actually have consequences? Yeah, definitely you. Then, on purpose or not, Shotzi effectively brings you up to the big leagues, and instead of any sort of thanks, you steamroll right into a fantastical whirlwind tour of all things WWE.
Let's be fair. I didn't steamroll right away. And Shotzi brought me to Raw so she could make an example of me.
Maybe, but is that also why she pitched you the idea for a War Games match when you were GM? A match you thought was a good enough idea to book but then shut her out of?
I never said it was my idea. Besides, it wasn't a groundbreaking suggestion, and everything worked out.
Right, because I'm sure the WWE Universe saw the superstar GM announce the War Games match, put herself in it, and then thought, who else can I give credit to for setting up this awesome main event? It worked out for you. And now you get a championship match against Bianca Belair. Shotzi? Not so much.
Jeez, whose side are you on, Geneva?
You know whose side I'm on. That's why I gotta be straight with you, to make sure you get your head right so you can take that title from Bianca.
You know, after ignoring WWE for so long, becoming their champion is the only thing I can dream of.
This is a moment of destiny for a woman who spent years crisscrossing the world and honing her skills before finally arriving in the big leagues of WWE.
You can really feel the electricity in the arena, Michael.
Waiting on the champion here.
It's obvious Bianca's playing mind games with her opponent.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Shotzi's vendetta against the #1 contender continues.
And it looks like she's had about enough of it.
No, guys, it's not what you think. I have a seriously heartwarming announcement. Bianca Belair can't be here tonight.
This is the second time the #1 contenders match has been called off.
No, I told you, it's actually heartwarming. Bianca was wrapping up an appearance at a nearby community center before the show when suddenly, out of nowhere, 3 buses of adorable children from a local school showed up, excited to meet the Women's World Champion. And you know how Bianca is. She wouldn't leave until everyone got a picture and an autograph. How those buses showed up just in time to prevent Bianca from making it here for her championship match tonight, we may never know. But Bianca just couldn't leave those sweet children hanging. Are you seriously booing children? Wow, what a bloodthirsty bunch you all are. I did feel bad that you didn't have a match anymore tonight, though. Oh no, it's not me. I have the night off from in-ring action, just like at War Games. But these 3 women do not.
Oh my, the Cap has history with all these women.
And we're getting word from the truck that she'll be facing them in a fatal 4-way.
I think she said to bring it on.
Easy to say, harder to survive. Shotzi's curated a formidable challenge for the #1 contender.
Honestly, I'm just impressed that Shotzi managed to curate this match and 3 busloads of children in the same day.
What? That was Shotzi?
For God's sakes, catch up, Byron. Nonetheless, this is going to be a huge fatal 4-way contest here on Raw. Like you said, Corey, Cap definitely has a target on her back due to her history with these 3 other superstars.
I'm just wondering, after all these false starts, if Cap will ever make it to her title match with Bianca Belair.
I think that's Shotzi's exact goal.
And look at this now. Bad intentions coming with his hold.
Dragon Slip breaking it up at the last second. Stiff kick.
Ooh, she responds with a counter.
Oh, sit-out slam. Unbelievable athleticism. Into the armbar.
That was a...
She breaks the hold.
Driving a forearm into the jaw. Good night. Taken down by the neck.
Oh boy, here it comes. Will she get it fully locked in? Stunning display of power. Got it, and they win the fatal 4-way.
Here is your winner, K-U-M-I!
Take a look at the winner of this fatal 4-way match, ladies and gentlemen.
She had to go through 3 very intimidating opponents in this one.
This is definitely a match she should be proud of.
It was you, wasn't it? You're the reason I'm missing my championship match with Bianca. Again!
Oh, it's hardly my fault. Your car service was way too willing to accommodate your new itinerary. You know, they really should have some sort of security on that. Figured the least I could do was play hooky from Raw 2 so we could have a little chat.
You really want to do this here?
Fight in an airport lounge? Absolutely not. They'd never let me back in, and I love their little mini cupcakes too much. I just want what's mine.
What exactly is that, Shotzi? I can't go back in time and hire you at TBD. I can't go back and put you in War Games. Your obsession with me is unhealthy.
What's unhealthy is theft. And I'm not just talking about War Games. You may have gotten a free pass from Regal to waltz around WWE, ripping off other people's ideas, moves, and gear, but you didn't get a free pass from me. You're the #1 contender. That should be me. Put it on the line in a match. Win or lose, we are done after that.
If it means never having to deal with your BS again, fine, you're on. But only because there's no way I lose.
From the moment the captain arrived in WWE, Shotzi has had it out for her. Now they finally meet again to settle their issues.
This goes back even further to the independent scene. It's a long-standing grudge that transitioned to WWE and then was punctuated with a tank attack.
It seems like a Falls Count Anywhere match is a perfect way for these two to wrap up their long-time battle.
Springboard! Shooting star to the floor. That is reckless abandon being shown.
And paying up.
Wait a minute, setting in. Devastating submission coming.
Dragon Sleeper. Oh. After years of antagonism, Cap has finally put Shotzi behind her. What a win.
I don't think Shotzi got the memo, Saxton. She's not going to take this insult lying down.
Spear out of nowhere from Bianca Belair.
The Women's World Champion just obliterated Shotzi.
Looks like Bianca's just as tired of Shotzi's shenanigans as anyone.
And now the champion and the #1 contender are facing off.
We may not have to wait for a match. This could jump off right here.
It's finally happening. The #1 contender and the Women's World Champion will finally go one-on-one.
It's about darn time.
This is going to be an epic clash for that championship, and I can't wait to see it.